When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and happy Lunar New Year, my friends.
This is a thing.
Thanks for telling a friend about the podcast. That's how we spread the word, one set of ears at a time.
Or about Lunar New Year, which I just found out about last night.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember it being it's a state holiday, not a federal holiday, and I think other states have it as well. I don't know nothing about it.
The blue states probably have it.
I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
You know what they have in Massachusetts? Patriots Day.
Yes.
Red Sox play at 11 o'clock. They have the Boston Marathon.
Well,
hopefully not a bombing that day.
That I understand.
Yeah. That's cool. We should have a Patriots Day, too.
Yeah. And the Lunar New Year, I don't care. That's nice to get a day. Do what you want.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really
impact me. I have to still work. My wife, though, she's all like, what are you doing? Oh, it's Lunar New Year. I go, for who?
Well, you're not in that whole realm of weird stuff anyway.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Weird stuff.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, it's like, I think it's more of an Eastern philosophy of the Lunar New Year, and there is some belief that there's energy and powers from the moon, and who knows?
Okay. I heard it's the year of the snake. Ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
Beware of snakes.
Yes. Well, they're everywhere.
Physical and metaphorical.
Yes, they're everywhere.
Figurative, yes.
Well, it's already off to a strange year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what's funny, though? We said this a year ago. By the way, have they found the people who were ruining New Year's Day yet?
What do you mean?
No, we're in New Orleans, terrorist attack.
Oh, yeah.
Texas,
well, they got
terrorist
that guy.
Did they get him?
Yeah, I thought they got him that day.
I mean, I'm sorry, but the investigation as to what was behind it, and why were the railings down that day? Just happened to be down that day. I mean, that type of stuff.
I don't know.
Because here's why I'm asking that. Because a year ago we had an incident here in Rochester outside the Kodak Theater.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of yep, you acted alone, no big deal, nothing to see here, you looky-loos. It's really? And then a year later we have another. Just kind of odd. That's all. All I'm saying is pay attention. Don't let it go.
Okay.
That's all. Because you said it's a weird year, and that has been, man.
Well, no, I'm
wildfires.
I'm saying it's a weird year, but I don't know. I can't get caught up in that stuff. I really can't. I can't. I really feel like that's almost bad for your health. I think I'm dead serious.
Oh no, it is.
I think watching that, worrying about it, sweating.
I had to stop watching YouTube.
I'm starting to talk. I'm talking to somebody today, and they're getting themselves all upset about something, and then they go and Trump was cutting all these fun. Well, he didn't. It's been reinstated already today. It could have been because of the outcry, possibly. Could have been because they're looking at things fiscally. I don't know. Here's the thing that I see, as the confirmation hearings are going on, and you get Caroline Kennedy saying that Robert F. Kennedy.
My Uncle Robert's a douche.
Well, no, it's her cousin, and what he said was, yes, it's the daughter of John F. Kennedy, and so they're cousins. And she said that he is a predator, and then talked about how he used to put baby chickens and baby mice in a blender and blend them up for his trained birds like hawks or whatever he had. I don't know why he would do that either way, but she said that he did it. And the thing is, I go, okay, we have to, if we can all just for a second step back for a second, please, just for a second. I'm going to ask this question because people go, well, you know what? You get mad about Trump. That's bullshit. And you're an asshole and you're fuck you. And he's great. Well, hang on a second. Hang on for just a second. People who would harm animals like that by putting them in the fucking blender to feed them to a bigger predator animal that doesn't need them probably blended. I don't know. We used to lock them away, or they just weren't. We were wary of those people. And when we look at President Trump, I will say, you have a guy that ran a university that took people's money and then didn't pay them back when the university folded, that changed laws, evaded taxes, accused of sexual crimes, did all these things that we would say most of the time, if that was somebody in your circle, you would go, not going to be friends with that guy anymore, or not going to hang out with that person anymore. Or if, like you with being Christian, that's somebody I would just sort of avoid if this list of things is done. So I think we have a problem with the messenger. If Trump's going to be the person to carry out things, it's the messenger. Because if you go back and you look at things, and we look at something like immigration, we've had people on the Democratic side of the aisle say the exact same things Trump is saying right now. Having illegals that cause problems, we will pick them up and deport them out of cities. You can find Democratic candidates for president and other offices saying the same thing. But now that when Trump says it, we get upset because he doesn't fit the mold of what we like. He doesn't. And he doesn't align with, I know that the evangelicals like, but he doesn't align with Christian values. He doesn't. I don't care what you say.
He does not. He does not.
And so, and as a person, I think there's a lot of people that cringe because you go, oh my God, what is this? And I will tell you, like in the beginning, when he first ran, I didn't think he was ever going to win. And I remember
we thought it was a joke.
I don't know that I thought it was necessarily a joke, but when I saw him, I go, you can do that? Where he's just calling names of people and he's doing stuff. But at the same time, we don't know what's happening in there. That's why I try to say to everybody, please give it a chance here, because I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I wouldn't know. If it was the Democrats, I wouldn't know. But do we know that he pulled back all this money on purpose with grants, or was it done to say, hey, look, guys, put a halt on this for 48 hours? We don't know. I wasn't there. And we're not
out of the first 100 days yet.
No. So I'm not saying that there aren't going to be things that maybe you won't agree with, but there are things that I think that most people would agree with, but we don't like the messenger. Right. And I'm going to tell you, the messenger, you're right. He's got some flaws.
Here's a great example. Okay.
Other people hid their flaws. But
which president has deported more illegals, or undocumented aliens than any other president in history? And nobody bothered to mention it. It was Obama.
Yeah.
3.2 million.
Yeah.
They called him the deporter in chief, but when he did it, it was okay.
Well, it was
when Trump does it, it's bad, and that's the thing.
It was swept under, and it's the way he says it. It's the same thing. You can say the same thing
because he was more diplomatic about his appearance and everything, whereas Trump just doesn't give a crap.
Well,
but at the end of the day, the results are the same. Both were like good ideas.
We could say that the results are probably the same. I would think that, and I'm just saying
the intention is the same.
The messenger, and that's where I go. So when people get all angry about well, hang on a second. If you had all these characteristics in a person, and when I put it in front of you, you're going to go, never fucking put that guy in office. But we did. And that's the other part of it. Why are you going to go screaming and yelling about something that you can't change and get your blood pressure raised up and make everything worse?
I think one thing that, like we said, like Lunar New Year, it's the year of the snake, and it's 2025. I would take, I think a step back is a great way to start, or maybe even name this podcast to be the theme for the year.
Yeah.
I have taken 2 days after this Bills loss to really think about it and let the swelling come down so we could actually objectively, we'll get to this later.
No.
But no, my point is,
I have things I got to say.
My point is though, is that we have to stop just reacting immediately to social media, which by the way, 90% of the time isn't even right.
Hang on. I'm going to change your phrase. Okay. Because I believe this. Your knee-jerk reaction that every person has, if you're really going to analyze it, try to really look at this in more of a, I'll say, as close to a faux scientific way as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's knee-jerk reaction is a programmed reaction.
Yes.
It is how we were taught to react to certain situations. Right. It may not be the same situation, but we saw our parents do it. We're told this wasn't okay. That's how they exploded. I'm going to get pissed off, blah, blah. That, to me, is the wrong reaction probably 100% of the time. And that my thing of take a step back is something that I've realized as I've gotten older and more in parenting, to be quite honest with you, because my gut reaction, I had a tough conversation with my kid the other week. He was very upset about something, and he said something, and I know I could feel the knee-jerk reaction come up. Like, it got to here, and I just swallowed it, and I just said, I'm listening.
Yep.
Buddy, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I want you to know you're heard. Because it was more of an emotional thing than it was in reality. But what we do is we react.
Right.
And that's how we're conditioned as human beings. We are, once we get on the planet, and we're taught how to do this. And I think that, yes, if you take a step back and just wait and see, or try to look a little deeper, or be a little more honest. You know, a lot of times when we don't like somebody, there's nothing they can do that we're going to ever like them again. Would that be fair?
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, just take that on your own personal relationships. And so that's why I say take a step back. I love that you took a step back with the Bills. How do you take a step back with the Bills? What do you? Because
we have to really like sit down and like I sat down to write last 2 nights because I wrote for the Times Week County. I try to write my articles as early in the week as possible, so that way I have the rest of the week to like edit and revise and change.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting down and
gives you time to really think it through too.
At Monday, Monday, Peter goes, "I'd love to read Peter Montemurno, whom we'll have on later. He's been on this show. He asked me, he goes, I'd love to read your column, buddy." I go, you know what? I don't even know what I want to say yet because I've written down and I scratched it, written and then scratched it.
What did you write and scratch?
I wrote
from a Bills perspective.
Well, it was just like a bunch of ideas. It wasn't just like a column yet. It's for the first time in 10 years. I actually I didn't just like stream of conscious write into a column and it just ends up becoming a painting. It was like, what do you want to say that hasn't been said or will be said or is predictable? And after about 24 hours, I sat down and thought to myself, okay, give you a little preview here. The Buffalo Bills are the guy at the blackjack table, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the dealer. And you're going, or the NFL really is the dealer, okay? And the Bills keep, for the first time since the Kelly years, keep hitting 19, 20, 18, 20. Not 21.
All right.
19, 20, like close. You never hit on 18 or 19 unless you're really feeling like, you know.
Yeah. Well, you hit on 18.
And the NFL keeps hitting 21.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
21. 21. And the idea is everybody wants McDermott out.
Everybody does?
Not everybody, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And that's even like Diana Rossini, who's connected to everybody, is talking on The Athletic saying there's talk that he may be out. Now, Greg Connors, we all know that's not the case. McDermott's not going anywhere. And you know what? I'm not a fan of his, but nor should he. Every time a coach like McDermott, whether it was Marty Schottenheimer or a Chuck Knox or somebody of that ilk, leaves an organization, like let's say McDermott would leave today if he got fired, it always implodes. It always gets worse. Don't give me Jim Mora in Indianapolis with Peyton Manning because that team wasn't even in the playoffs. They had to fire him. This team has consistently gotten there. So there's one of three reasons. One, McDermott's a hell of a coach Monday through Saturday and builds his guys up. But on Sunday, they win. They just don't always win when we need them to. Like against two guys, Mahomes or Burrow. Two, it's all Josh Allen. Or three, it's both of them. And we just need to just go along with it because one of these times – we're gonna get through.
Well, yeah, I'll ask you this because I think that everybody at some point, as a fan of a sport, has had a problem with a ref, right? And so the big thing is, I think there's even articles written about how favorable are the refs to the Kansas City
Adam
Chiefs.
Schefter talked about it. He tweeted it out Sunday morning and got a lot of flack from Nick Wright about it.
So, yeah, because I go, everyone can complain, right? Example 1A, the Bills' fourth down at Sunday's AFC Championship game. But there's a full-on mob, in my mind, that is searching for the missing clue that links the refs and the Kansas City Chiefs together in some sort of way. But a Bills fan posted on X,
tailgate beers,
that line judge Patrick Holt, who spotted the ball short of the line on Sunday, supports the Ravens for more than a decade. And he found photos and allegedly indicated that he and his family have ties to Kansas City. And then he wrote, line judge Patrick Holt, who made the awful decision for Dalton Kincaid and Josh Allen in the Buffalo Chiefs game, is a certified Ravens fan who also has family ties to Kansas City. Shocker. Now, the thing is, like, to me, I can't tell if this is a good thing or a bad thing for the NFL. And I mean that in the NFL is getting talked about ad nauseum. Articles are being written ad nauseum. That's great marketing, right? And you want to tune in. I don't know, but it makes me wonder: will the NFL make rule changes? And when I say rule changes, there's already a chip in the ball, but it's for next gen stats. But is there a way? I mean, look, we use some kind of ball determining where the ball is in tennis. They have some kind of electronics that does it. So is that worth doing? Or here's the thing: how long before the push-tush is outlawed? And I'm saying that because Buffalo's the only team that couldn't do it. Well, everybody does it. It's boring. It's a scrum. It's not exciting, and it's, you know what I'm saying? Not to
go off, but that's not true. The Bills were actually the most efficient team in the NFL.
They didn't do it this week. So
no, they did. They did it early, and it worked. And on that play, it worked.
Well, we think it worked. But
and last week, when they didn't run it on third down, and now it looked like it was up there, everybody, why don't you just run the push?
I don't know, because you get people saying, I'm never going to watch Dave Portnoy. I'm never going to watch it. Well, okay, we know that's BS. We know that's BS. But you do have Dean Blandino, who used to be the rules guy, his brother saying to him, it's chief favoritism. And he says it was quoted in the New York Post. He says, let's see, my brother, Dean Blandino, even noting how his brother believes the NFL made calls to ensure Taylor Swift attended the Super Bowl. And then he says, quote, the Chiefs have gotten the benefit of calls, but good teams make their own breaks. You think about the Patriots, Blandino said. Now, he's retired, but he used to be the rules czar.
He's the rules czar of the UFL now.
Okay. My brother, who is convinced that the league is rigged, that is convinced that I signed a non-disclosure agreement when I left the league office. That's what his brother believes. He said that I cannot tell anybody that is rigged because I was head of officiating. We grew up in the same household, by the way. I said, listen, there's no conspiracy. The officials, there's too many variables. There's too much going on. To me, it's the hardest sport when you think about football with 7 different officials to say, okay, I'm going to rig this game where the game is rigged from the league office down. The officials are just trying to get it right. I would say I think football is the hardest game to fix.
It is the hardest game to fix. Bill Burr went on, the comic Bill Burr, and he's gotten a little weird lately, but he went on Rich Eisen's show. Because I don't think the game's fixed. I think it's massaged.
Okay.
And now, when you put it that way, okay, it's like if there's a certain call. Remember like when the Bills lost to the Texans in 2019, the opening kickoff of the second half, the kid from the Texans catches the ball and he flips it to the official, and the official just backs off. Bills recover the ball in the end zone. That's a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Somebody in a black jacket in a referee's outfit came over and said, no, we're not doing this. You're going to give the ball to the Texans. He surrendered the ball. No, he didn't. He surrendered the ball, but that wasn't, you got to take a knee. That's in the rule book. You have to take a knee if you're going to surrender yourself. He just flipped the ball to the ref. The Bills recovered. That was a touchdown. It would have been 23-0. Why? Because they wanted to make it a game. And the Texans eventually won. Now, if you don't like this, first of all, like Blandino is part of the UFL now.
Yeah.
They show him reviewing the calls live on television. If you watch a U or an XFL game, it's now the UFL. If you watch a UFL game, Blandino is, okay, here's what we're going to do. So here's what we have. And he actually goes over the play and makes the call in the booth for the officials. And Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk is saying the NFL needs to do that, or else we're always going to have this suspicion. Why don't you just do that? Why don't you just make everything on the up and up? They don't want to do it. Why don't they want to do it? One, they're cheap, and two, I think maybe the game is massage, Billy.
It could be. I mean, to have a team.
If the Bills get that and they go down the field and score, now it's an 8-point game.
Yes. Well, that was exactly it. I think a lot of people
became a 6-point game the other direction.
But I don't know if putting technology in is a good thing or a bad thing, because look at what the human factor of this is, right? We have had debates for weeks, you know what I mean? And so I go, maybe it's a mistake for the NFL to try to do that. I could see outlawing a push-tush. I could see making that illegal. I really could, because it almost makes it.
I could see them doing that too, but the fact that teams have stopped it tells you not.
Well, that's the thing. I won't. It won't because of exactly what happened here. They won't. But as it goes on, and if you get a little better at it. The only thing I will add to this, a sort of off note, we'll take a quick break, but Peter will be back on in about a half hour to you guys can commiserate. You can commiserate with him. The Philadelphia Eagles going to the Super Bowl, 2 school districts in New Jersey have had a delayed opening the day after the Super Bowl. Take note, Buffalo. Take note. You're going to get there someday. I truly believe that. Have a delayed opening at least, if not close for the fucking day. Just call it a snow day.
Well,
I thought that was really cool. You know what? That makes sense.
It is cool, but here's the thing, though. Usually, the parade is on a Tuesday.
Yes.
Why don't you just give them those 2 days, 2 days off?
You could give them 2 days off if
you win.
But we don't know, and it has to be pre-planned. So I like the 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
Right. Get up a little bit. You'll be up late no matter what.
But then you got to get the kids to school, and the parents are going off to work. I mean, how do
you can? But you plan. If that's why you got to schedule it, you plan it out. Right?
Keshewa Central Schools had a 2-hour delay. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, plan it out, right? And you got 2 weeks. Plan that
Newark, you get a whole week off.
And then if there is a parade and you can't get through because the parade is going to be in downtown Buffalo exactly when the buses would be leaving school or whatever, then you go, we're shutting down for the day.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You know what I mean? And that makes sense.
It may happen
Makes sense
someday.
to me. Makes sense. I think that should happen. All right, we'll take a moment. Designed by Geniuses. I'd like to start a new segment called
Designed by Geniuses, run by idiots.
Okay, that may be a better intro because I was going to have our friend Harry Legg, who does the voice, do it. No, I'm serious. If we could get one to sing like the Real Men of Genius.
Yeah.
You remember the Real Men of Genius?
Real Men of Genius.
Yeah.
There's to you, mister.
Yeah. Designed by geniuses to be
Run by idiots.
Yeah. I got a perfect one. This is unbelievable and true. And we'll get to it right after this. If you haven't been to Iron Smoke Distillery in Fairport, New York, what are you waiting for, my friends? They've got some of the best bourbon to ever pass your lips. No joke. Award-winning. And our buddy Kevin, we hooked him up with a bottle of Rattlesnake Rosie's apple pie whiskey for his birthday, his absolute favorite. Kevin whips up some killer cocktails straight from Iron Smoke's own recipes, and trust me, they go down real smooth, especially in the studio. But tonight, I'm thinking of heading over because there's a Bonnie Raitt tribute band at Iron Smoke Distillery, and listen, I don't care what any one of the jerks in the studio say, Bonnie Raitt covering my guy, John Hyatt, is legendary. Then tomorrow night, January 31st, the Acoustic Sunset Sessions are back with my friend Phantom and the Living Room Sessions duo, Pure Acoustic Magic. And at 8:30, the stage that Whiskey built is bringing us Disintegration, a tribute to The Cure. How freaking awesome is that? A Cure tribute band. So grab a bottle, grab some friends, and get yourself to Iron Smoke Distillery because great whiskey and great music are always the perfect mix in Fairport, New York, baby. Winter driving demands the best, and Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram delivers. Right now, lease the all-new 2024 Dodge Hornet for just $129 per month for 24 months, or step up to the power and capability with the 2025 Ram 1500, yours for $359 per month for 39 months. Need service? Their certified mechanics work in a clean, comfortable, state-of-the-art facility where same-day service is often available. Experience the Victor difference, where their expert team services all makes and models with precision and care. Visit Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 96 in Victor. Drive with confidence this winter in a vehicle from the dealership that puts you first. The Dodge Hornet requires first payment, DMV taxes and fees due at signing, $4,570 down with $1,500 cash or trade, 10,000 miles per year, must have lease loyalty. The Ram 1500 requires first payment, DMV taxes and fees due at signing, $6,911 down with $3,500 cash or trade, 10,000 miles per year, must have lease loyalty. See dealer for complete details.
Go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all.
Oh, Danny.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
Now the king
Think so?
gets his
Yeah,
fix.
like you live and you learn, right?
Absolutely.
That's the whole point.
Yeah,
you don't know it all until you're dead.
Well, that may be true, too.
And even then, you know.
No.
You need a map.
You're always looking back going, oh, whoops.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
I want to start a thing with Designed by Geniuses, Run by Idiots.
Designed by geniuses, run by idiots. I got a massage there.
Yeah, but I like the idea. I like that actually better because I want to send out some new. There's a lot of things in my head. You know, Lunar New Year. I had some time to think today, but I've been running around doing a bunch of different things. But I saw this story, and I didn't believe it at first, and then I saw it in multiple places, and I went, okay. So this is where we're at. Mm-hmm. This is the world we're at right now. And, well, we can break down the personal stuff with the story afterward, but a young woman has pleaded guilty to harassment in the United Kingdom, which I would say still part of the Western world, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hanging on by a
day.
thread, but yeah.
Yeah, but modern day. First cyber farting case. Let me read that again. A young woman has pleaded guilty to harassment in the United Kingdom's first cyber farting case. This is amazing. Now, when I say the world is designed by geniuses, the fact that we can have a cyber farting case shows you that geniuses have designed it. Idiots are using it or running it. Mm-hmm. Okay. She bombarded. I'll give you the long and the short of it. Apparently, she's involved with a guy. It's her boyfriend. I don't know if they live together or not. Who is going through either a contentious divorce or a custody case. I don't know if you ever married this other woman. It got so ugly that this woman, who's I can't.
Wow.
I can't. What?
It's that.
Well, yeah. When I read it to you,
yes.
and I'm going to read it
I
verbatim.
can imagine the gap between the genius and the idiot in this story may be as far as the east from the west. The way you're laughing about this.
Oh, but Danny, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Imagine you're a magistrate in a United Kingdom court, and you have to hear this thing. She sent 3 videos of herself letting it rip on December 22nd, followed by another 4 of the same nature the next few days. Now, this is a woman, I will say, that truly loves her man. I just caught myself on the camera. My hair, somebody made fun of me. I think it was Kevin's buddy. This is calling it, I have Jimmy Neutron hair. Do you know who Jimmy Neutron is? But I got all blown when I was walking around.
Is that Kevin's buddy with the teeth or without the teeth?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. Who doesn't have the?
Oh,
is there somebody?
No,
Okay.
I'm just making an assumption.
All right. So Evans, she's the woman. Let's see, Rihanna Evans. Mm-hmm. Pretty name, Rihanna.
No, that sounds like that sounds like a.
If I said to you,
Rihanna Evans.
yes,
we have Rihanna Evans on.
If you told me it was Deb Evans, like, oh yeah, I got it.
Karen.
If you said, well, no, what female names would you associate with fart? Like
Charmaine.
If you said to
Charlene,
me,
Sue, anyone with a Joe in front of their name, like Joe Ellen.
Bobby
Jolene,
Joe.
Bobby Joe. Yeah, right. Like,
Billy Bob.
Yeah, like, because it's kind of like a masculine. Like, remember Joe from Facts of Life? I can see Joe from Facts of Life going,
okay.
You know.
So,
sorry, Natalie.
Each video showed Miss Evans passing wind.
Sorry, Blair.
Her face smiling at the camera.
Like with delight.
The fact that this went to court, that's the part that...
Well, everything's going to court in England now. Except the important stuff.
Her tooting continued on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas.
I thought that was just a Canada thing.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. On Boxing Day and New Year's Day, despite police getting wind of what had happened.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In a victim statement read to the court, Miss Prychurch, I don't know who that says that she would like to feel safe in my home. This is cyberbullying in a way. Evans was later arrested. Could you imagine getting arrested? What are you in for? Farting?
In England, they're getting bad, dude.
No, but I can see it happening here. The reason I do this, wait a second. Danny.
Farting harassment?
No. Yes. If I'm sending constant videos to somebody farting and going, hey, you know what I think of your ideas? And I just send it, I barrage you with it. I think you've got a harassment
Well, we
case.
talked to a family about a month ago in Spencerport who had a daughter who keeps getting harassed, but nobody really does anything about it. But you think we're going to get
I think they're going to start making cake. Yes. I think that will be the icebreaker.
That's one way to put it, Billy.
It's the icebreaker. Evans was later arrested at her home and admitted she had sent the videos. The prosecutor said she wanted to send videos because she felt her partner was being treated unfairly. So I want you to know, this was motivated by love. This is a story motivated. This is a woman that you need to keep in your life because she's doing what she can.
She's committed.
No, she's committed.
She's committed.
Yes, and probably should be committed, but she can't.
I can see Jordan Peterson doing a whole thing about this woman. She definitely loves you. She's going to do that. Yeah, then yes, she's a keeper.
Somebody says there's some issues going on between.
You could trust a woman who farts on your behalf.
Miss Evans' partner and his ex-partner in regard to child contact. I would assume child custody. At the time she sent these videos, she had some drinks. She sent them. Understand?
Yeah, you want to lube yourself up a little bit. Get yourself ready.
Well, I would. Here's the thing. I think most people will go, nah, not a good idea. Right? Not a good idea. Now, we did send pictures of poop. We would take these massive shits when we worked in radio.
Not we. You, Tommy, Rich, and Phil.
Tommy didn't do it, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
No, Tommy
received
grossed out.
them.
Yes.
It was usually Phil, but I didn't do that.
Phil,
I was like, no, I'm not doing
Phil
that.
shit eels.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, they wrapped around the ball. If you went in with a lute and started playing, the shit would have magically come up out of the bowl.
Like in India where they try to get the snake charmers out. Yeah, that's how.
He was a shit charmer.
Oh, yeah, he could have made like that was before YouTube was a thing. He could have made millions.
At the time, since she had some drinks, she sent them, understanding now this has caused the victim some distress. She sent them without malicious intent. Now, come on. Come on.
Well, how malicious can it be? Unless she's sending like doo-doo in a box.
No, but she's farting and she's just smiling at it. And she goes, I mean, and you got to, like, how do they not throw it? But how do they not throw it out and just go, all right, guys.
Because it's England, man. They're idiots.
No, but I could even see it happening. I'm telling you.
I could see it happening somewhere here.
Yes.
We just had a freaking Lunar New Year day off.
Oh, why do you get upset about that?
I'm not upset about it, but it's like ridiculous.
No,
it's silly.
not. It's nice. We should be celebrating these things. It's the new energy.
I'm American. I don't need to celebrate somebody else's holiday.
Oh, my God. Okay, it's the melting pot. Where do you think Christmas came from? You have Columbus Day. Oh, wait, we
had Columbus Day.
It's still there. The magistrate. Okay.
By the way, that worked out for everybody, didn't it?
Are you ready for what you got?
Go ahead.
Yes, it did. 15 rehabilitation sessions.
You got to sit down with a shrink.
I think, yeah. Because they're saying she's meant to. 60 days alcohol abstinence.
So someone's got to come and
abstinence
test
monitoring. Yes, somebody has to come. And 2 years restraining order. She has to pay a 100-pound compensation. I'm not sure.
It's about $140.
Yeah. And she has to pay $199 or 99 pounds to the victim and was banned from contacting her. A probation officer said she had been in a relationship for 2 years and there was bad blood with her boyfriend's ex-partner. She hadn't thought sending the videos was a criminal offense, and the defendant questioned why she hadn't been blocked by the victim prior to appearing in court. Why didn't you just block me?
Right.
You know, you don't even know when someone, I think, right? I've never blocked anybody.
I want to see the lawyers, how they argued this case back and forth.
Well, it's
the prosecutor. Do they put on the wigs, too, in England? Do they still do that? They put on the wigs when they have the...
It was pretty malicious. She was smirking throughout, found it hilarious, but the victim didn't. Cyber farting. So there you go. The world is designed by geniuses to be run by idiots. Is that not
was this before a jury? Was this a bench trial?
I think
Billy?
this was a bench fart trial. A bench fart trial. That's what I think it was.
So ridiculous.
Well, a little ridiculous.
Now, what about those ladies? Like, remember, like Tommy would watch these cake fart videos?
No.
Is that harassment?
I don't think it was.
It was Tommy or Rich. Were like,
no.
This good looking woman, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I think somebody called up and told us, and I went and watched it.
Yeah, so I know.
And then we played it. Was it Tommy? I didn't think it was Tommy.
No, Tommy. Like they told us about it, and then you and Tommy. Everybody had to watch them together. Yeah. And Tommy thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
This woman gets on like.
Because you know what I love? Cake farts.
Okay, I'm gonna look for cake.
And then she just pulls her pants down, just farting into a cake. And we couldn't stop laughing because it was so ridiculous.
There's still a guy that writes me to this day.
About that?
Yes. On my birthday.
This was
every
08.
Year,
this is 2008.
Every year on my birthday, he sends me a cake fart. He sends me a cake fart meme. He does every time. It was a woman. She was up on a counter.
She was good looking.
In a bikini.
Yeah.
Right? Not her bare ass, but in her bikini. Gets down on like one of those, not an Entenmann's cake, which would be really good. They missed the boat on this. No, seriously. You get one of the ones. You remember, I don't know if in Silver Creek they did this in your school, but they used to put powdered sugar on the brownies. They would serve brownie
they did. It drove me nuts.
And I used to take it and I would go up to somebody and I would blow it. So it would go in their face. Now, if you had a cake with that on it and she farted, how fucking great. How funny is that? But this was chocolate icing on like a yellow cake, like a pound cake or something with chocolate icing. And she would bury her ass in there and she'd just rip a fart. And I think there was, I gotta find it.
Yeah.
I gotta find
it. It would bubble up.
It would bubble up. Oh, here it is. Cake. The story of cake farts, not say real crazy girl.
Technology.
Cake farts, tales from the internet. All right,
by
let me just see. Yeah.
Run by idiots.
Now, let me just see, because this may be one of those back in the day, blah, blah, blah. But this would have been, God, almost 15 years ago. Right?
Once upon a time in 12th century England, there lived a man named Roland. Roland, a court jester, was one of the most beloved subjects of King Henry II. So much so that he was given 30 acres of land and ownership of Hemmingstone Manor.
All right, we don't have to. Let's see if we can find a word of cake farts.
Is it drunk history?
I'm trying to find cake farts. They give us a story on cake farts. Maybe not. Here we go.
Now to trace it back, I think it dates back to circa 1990. I was at a motel room in Florida when I came across an aging 50-plus actress sitting stark naked on a bed in Vogue mag. She looked gorgeous. Yes, I do find some mature women really attractive. My mind started wandering, and I was amazed at the presence of her assistant pulling tricks on her. She lets it go all over the cake, assuming she was alone and no one would notice. Of course, she didn't know.
All right, I don't know. It's ridiculous, but you used to be able to find cake farts, and I don't know where we found it.
Probably on YouTube somewhere.
Well, I think YouTube got rid of that. Everything's tightened down now. People...
They don't want you swearing on YouTube. They'll throw strikes against you and stuff, I guess. They want to keep it as clean as possible.
Well, okay,
because people are not watching it like it's television, but they want to have like some type of civility to it. But I mean, that's hilarious.
Have you ever tried to get like revenge on somebody? Did you ever? I don't know that I would.
I've never been a vengeful person. I just don't have the ambition to do it.
Yeah,
I don't have the heart to do it.
You ever get in an argument with somebody and they hang up, so you call back? And I think I've called back like a bunch of times.
You left a Mel Gibson message?
No, left no message whatsoever, but just left. And now I don't do anything at all. But I can't imagine filming myself farting and sending it. And here's the thing. Does her boyfriend even know? There's a chance that the guy doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Unless the ex goes, could you tell your girlfriend to stop sending me videos of her farting? I think at one point, if I read this article right.
How do you not laugh at that if you're the recipient of it? Like, how do you just not laugh that off?
Okay, here it is. Prosecutor Diane Williams told magistrates, imagine this. So I don't know how the court works. So there's a number of
magistrates.
Plural.
I imagine are the people wearing the wigs and the robes.
Yeah, well, those are the judges, but
the important people,
but plural. Okay,
yes.
Magistrates. That in the first video, she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas. Take that.
Right.
Take that.
Oh, we have it so good, don't we?
Well,
we have it so good.
I'm just saying, like. But what a way to get. And they go,
That's revenge. Yeah.
She said to have mental health problems. I don't know if she has mental health problems. She was trying to be a good girlfriend. That's a good girlfriend.
That's loyal.
That's a good
That's loyal.
That's a good girlfriend.
Putting the T in loyalty. Let me tell you. Oh, man. What a country. What a world.
Well, this is the world we live in now,
Yes.
Dan. I'm just telling you.
It is. I can think of 100 other better things to do for revenge than.
Yes,
much more dangerous than.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, like why would you want to even get involved?
Why engage? Yeah.
Well, it's a minor thing. Have you ever I try to
this sounds like the guy who showed up at somebody's house last week that we talked about with the devil mask and the sign.
Oh God,
from Revelations.
Yes.
It's like that to me is way scarier than
sending
fart videos.
Right.
With a smile.
And this woman said, I think she was trying to just play a little prank and be funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she probably didn't say anything. She didn't say. At least they're not saying she's anything like, "Hey, eat my ass," right, and fart in it.
How'd the court take this seriously?
I don't know.
I don't get it. How'd they not crack up when this is? Somebody actually wasted the money to have this case.
Yes, that is right. There you go. We'll take a moment. Peter Montemurno will join us to commiserate with Dan about the Bills. I felt
You
really,
too. You were pretty upset.
I was upset at the time because it felt, bad. But then I thought, I don't know. I mean, here we go with the same premise as ever. Well, there's always next season. Well, we don't know what next season has. And Josh Allen has never missed, right? Has been maybe out a little bit for an injury.
He's only missed 2 games.
Yeah.
I believe his rookie season, he had his elbow almost ripped out of his socket.
And that's it.
That's it. Patrick Mahomes only missed a couple of games. Like guys like Favre. I mean, it's very rare that a quarterback doesn't miss extensive time.
Yeah.
Elway didn't miss extensive time. Favre didn't miss a game until Arthur Motes basically destroyed him for the Buffalo Bills. But every other quarterback, Manning missed the entire season. Brady missed in essence an entire season.
Yeah.
That happens. And when you lose your quarterback, we know Rodgers has done it several times. So when you lose that quarterback, you're screwed, man.
Right.
You're absolutely screwed.
Yeah.
The Bills would be screwed.
Yes. That is putting it mildly.
So are the Chiefs. And by the way, if the Chiefs ever lost Mahomes and the Bills won the Super Bowl, people be like,
that's exactly
that
right.
doesn't count.
Exactly right. And that's going to be, Josh's biggest nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he came out in that game, Wyoming Josh. It wasn't the cool, calm, collected of 2024 Josh that we've seen all season.
He almost turned the ball over 5 different times.
And then he turned into cool, calm, collected Josh that we've seen since 2024.
Yeah.
And then he ended with a pass that, depending on the angle, and I don't know.
Kincaid could have caught it.
He could have, but didn't.
Let's put it this way.
Here we are.
We've had a lot of buts.
Yes.
We always say, but what if we're out of those?
We can't.
Because what if he caught it? Okay, does that necessarily mean that they would have went down and scored? Because, hey, what if we got Kansas City at home? Oh, we couldn't do that. Yeah. Oh, what if we didn't? We did it. Hey, what if 13 seconds? The next. I mean, there's so many what ifs with this team. We can't say what if anymore. We just have to go and finish.
You know what I'm going to do? I am going to find that line judge's phone number.
And dox him?
No. And I'm going to
that would be better than doing cake
video. I'm going to fart in my phone and just send him nonstop videos going, hey, here's what I think of your call.
Podcaster Bill Moran was arrested today.
Be the greatest thing to happen. We'll get to Peter. Talk a little more Bills right after this.
Well, hello, my chicken wing lovers and food fanatics. I want to tell you about a gem right in the heart of Webster. Cobblestone on Main at 109 West Main Street. We've been talking about them since the inception of the podcast. This isn't just another restaurant. It's not. It's a flavor destination that has everybody talking. We're talking about mouth-watering dishes, like their grilled salt and pepper pork chop with blue cheese and crispy Brussels sprouts topped with a tantalizing tomato bacon chutney and balsamic glaze. Doesn't that sound amazing? There's more. If you've got a chicken wing expert in your family, and we mean true connoisseur, they're going to be in heaven. My 14-year-old son swears these are some of the best wings in town. And the best part? These dishes are perfect for sharing. So gather your friends, bring your appetite, and experience the deliciousness that is Cobblestone on Main. Located at 109 West Main Street in the village of Webster, where incredible flavors meet unforgettable dining. It's time to explore the world of legal recreational cannabis at MJ Dispensary. This is the go-to spot for top quality products and expert guidance. Whether you're looking for edibles, infused drinks, pre-rolls, or more, their knowledgeable bud tenders will help you find exactly what suits you best. Need a little extra focus and concentration? They've got something that can help that too at MJ Dispensary. Delivery is available, or you can stop by in person at 900 Jefferson Road, Suite 902. Give them a call anytime at 585-222-WEED, or visit mjdispensary585.com to learn more. MJ Dispensary, because knowledge is power, and good vibes are always in stock at MJ Dispensary.
Everybody farts. Everybody farts. Everybody farts. Everybody farts.
Young man, where do they come from? These smells from behind. From the air we swallow and the food that we eat. When we eat food, it is digested into our intestines. It is broken down to get the nutrients.
You know why I will never go? There's a place I really want to go to. It's called the Stretch Lab.
Stretch Lab.
I'm sorry, I'm kidding.
The Stretch Lab, Billy.
I'm getting texts at the same time. I apologize. I heard a ding, and then it's like ADD. The Stretch Lab is a place you can go to, and they'll stretch you out. And I'm always afraid that they'll stretch in a certain way, and I'll fart.
Oh,
And I'm not kidding. That's why I haven't gone, because I had an opportunity to go, and before they were opening, it was like a complimentary thing through the gym that I was working at, and they're like, "Yeah, you can go get stretched." And I go, like, I get up in the morning, and I was doing these stretches for beginnings. Now I'm doing like this Pilates stretching thing because I want to try it just to see. And I got into a position this morning, and it was like a fart. It was like thunder. And I went, could you imagine being on a table and have someone stretch you? I mean, they have to hear it all the time.
and the thunder rolls.
Yeah, it's like, no.
And the thunder rolls.
It has to happen all the time.
When I was a TV reporter briefly for Channel 13 back in 2007. I was filling in for Darren Mark. Actually, Darren Mark had left, and they took turns, and they had me on. And I went to a Pilates place. They put me in Pilates like clothes and stuff, and they stretched me out. Well, there's vinyl on the table. It's a vinyl table. So I scoot. She goes, scoot a little bit, and it makes like that sound, like, right. I didn't fart. I didn't think anything of it. She didn't think anything of it because they hear it so often, right? But I wasn't farting or anything. I just moved. So I throw it back to normal Holland back at the anchor desk, and she's cracking up.
Yeah,
and I can't figure out why.
Right.
And then I find out later, oh, yeah, when you farted. I go, I didn't fart. They go, you didn't? I go, no. But they thought, everybody in the newsroom thought that I, was passing gas on the table. It was. I just adjusted, but the pants were like slick, and it just made that noise.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Right. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna
Can't do anything.
No.
Right.
Doesn't all. But I mean, there's, that's where, my dad's been a little, I think, upset lately. His cousin passed away, and they didn't have any formal services.
Oh, that's so you can't say goodbye. Nothing. There's no mourning process.
And I think there was an odd thing. Like,
there's no closure.
He grew up. She was 2 years younger than him. They grew up like 2 streets across from each other. And she's the one whose house we were at. And she gave us the money, and she brought us to the mall that had Spencer's, where I bought the fart powder and then put it in my dad's coffee while at her house. Mm-hmm. Well, her kids don't talk to her.
Oh.
I don't know why exactly. I still talk to the kids. She would often say to me how she, what's going on with my son, blah, blah, blah. I've been trying to get a hold of him. Or she would show up where he worked at a restaurant in Dallas. And, I think once he snuck out the back. I'm still kind of close with him. We talk on a regular basis. And, but I won't tell him that his mother died. And that's what the text was going back and forth just now. Because my father's so upset about this. He goes, I can't imagine that they don't even know her mother. Do they know their mother's dead? I go, it's not my business to go tell them. I'm not getting them.
Hey, listen.
I'm not telling.
Did you know your mom died?
I'm not doing that.
A couple weeks ago?
I'm not doing that. But it was the fart powder. The reason, just so you could know that I may be ADD, but the train of thought was fart powder that I put in my dad's coffee when I was 15, and he wound up farting all day long, but was not anywhere that I got to witness it. He was in a court
in South Carolina with his cousin's husband, who was a neurologist testifying in a child abuse case right over the Georgia border.
See, I don't know which direction to go now because I have stories about parents who don't and their kids who don't talk. I also have a story about this fiber that I've been taking. And I don't know which direction to go.
Why are you taking fiber? Is it helping?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you switch fibers, your body needs to adjust. Yesterday, I felt like I took the morning after pill. I don't know what that feels like, but I can imagine what it feels like. Because, man, my stomach was contracting. My wife's like, what is going on over there? Like, she could hear me 2 rooms over. Yeah.
Really?
Because they're just, it's a lot of fiber. Just 2 scoops, 3 glasses of water. I'm not doing it all at once. But, over time, it's like it adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you cleaned out?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. There you go.
Yeah.
Put a little coconut.
But here's the thing. I've always done it, but I just switched brands. I switched brands of fiber powder, right? You don't want to use that, like Metamucil. You don't want to use that. You don't want to use Beta Fiber. You want to use like the.
Wait. Why did you switch? Why are you switching?
Because I found out that the brand I was using wasn't as healthy as the brand I switched to. I used that Yucca app that you told me about, and now I scan everything I buy.
The Yucca app?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you told me about it. The one with the carrot. You scan the stuff at the grocery store. It'll tell you how healthy it is to eat.
Yeah. I thought you told me that.
No, I told you about Think Dirty.
Oh, yeah.
You told me about Yucca. Yucca's actually easier than Think Dirty.
Okay.
And the Think Dirty, eventually they only give you so many. Yucca's free for the most part. I scan everything now I buy. And this fiber, 100%, we're good. Yeah, let's use this fiber, honey.
And so you're using it, and it's really it's working.
I've gotten used to it, but but you'll be doing that for a while.
All right, Danny, we're waiting on Peter Montemurno to join us, but in the meantime,
the show has taken a turn.
No, well, a turd. You said that you had. How did you text it? Hang on, I want to read the text verbatim. I don't want to get this wrong. I want to get the text correct from one Dan Barillo, who I always say text Danny, and then it comes up with somebody else.
To your pill.
I don't know if you have any plans to talk tonight. If any Bills talk tonight. And let me read that again. I don't know if you plan on any Bills talk tonight, but I have one clear thought I'd like to convey.
Yeah.
What is your clear thought?
And I kind of alluded to some of it earlier, but basically, like with McDermott, right? This is the guy you're stuck with. Could they tighten it up? They need to tighten it up. Absolutely. They need to tighten up their play calling. They need to tighten up their situational football. Like, why wasn't James Cook on the field in the last 9 minutes? Why didn't he take the ball? Why didn't they run a 4-minute offense with 3:33 to go? I mean, you had the scenario. If you asked anybody who was rooting for the Bills, hey, Bills get the ball with 3 timeouts and 3:33 left, down 3, with Josh Allen as your quarterback, would you take it?
Yeah.
Despite everything that happened in the game. Of course you would have taken it. And it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, through all of that, right, you can't just fire your head coach. Who are you going to replace him with? Well, Bill Belichick. Well, okay, that's the obvious one. But okay, that's such a leap, right? At the end of the day, I think that it's just a matter of time. Because you think about it, either they're really, really well coached and they have a great team and a great quarterback, or they're not really well coached and they have a great quarterback, right? But either way, they've only lost 3 games or 4 games in McDermott's tenure by more than one score.
What is this clear thought? Because now it's gotten less clear. Is this about the coach being fired or not?
Well, that's it. It's just that you can't really get rid of him.
No,
because at the end of the day, who are you replacing him with?
That's a great question.
You can't. You can't at this point. He's gotten you this far. You got to just keep going with him.
I say that it is coaching that's got him that far because the defense was a bunch of no-names. Milano wasn't even back for a while, and he got them.
Yeah.
Or the coordinator did, and he's a defensive-minded guy. They got him.
Now on the flip side of that, I think Wade Phillips would have come up with a defense by now that would have defeated Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow at this point. Those are the 2 guys that the Bills seem to they're not able to beat in the playoffs. And when your defensive-minded head coach has an amazing quarterback, that's the perfect scenario as far as a team goes, because the quarterback has the team scoring points, the defensive-minded head coach has the schemes to beat the opponent. And unfortunately, in key moments, the Bills didn't have that. Kansas City played their best game of the year last Sunday, and the Bills didn't, and they still almost pulled it off. So they just need that little, they just got to tighten those screws a little bit, whether it's better players on defense, a better scheme on defense, inventing all off-season ways to beat Mahomes and Burrow, because they're the ones who can't seem to figure out how to do it. The other thing, too, I kind of alluded to was we've gone over every possible what-if scenario, and we've lost every single one of them. So we can't come up with any more what-if scenarios because we've had them all. What if Kansas City played the Bills at home? We'll beat them. No, we had that. What if Josh Allen gets the ball with 3:33 left? No, we just had that. What if? We can't what if anymore. They just got to finish. Period. I thought we went over all the scenarios before Sunday. No, we had one more, and it didn't happen. And what if Dalton can't cut the ball? We don't know.
Well,
because we've been over all these scenarios.
Right, but I think the most frustrating thing is that you can say where the ball was spotted. I don't know, but everybody, Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Gene Steratore, who is
me, everyone at Bathtub Billy's
thought that it was a first down.
Greg Connors,
but again, they're not right on the field, and so I think that's the thing that sticks in everybody's craw.
Well, when the officials are meeting at two different spots, that's awfully curious. Yeah. And they gave it to the guy who was further away from the ball. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, you had the scenario you wanted. The Elway scenario. The drive scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Our hero quarterback with the ball in his hands to win the game. And you didn't have to run a 2-minute offense. You had 3 timeouts. You could have just run a regular offense and gone down because you figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened? Your offensive coordinator had a brain cramp, and your defensive coordinator brain cramped in the first half. Your head coach had brain cramps, and we just got to eliminate these brain cramps. But you're not going to get much better coaching. It would be like I said earlier, it's like hitting on 19. Then what? Like, what are you going to do? The Browns and Chiefs both got rid of Marty Schottenheimer for this same problem, and they both regretted it. So this is what it is.
I know. I don't think that.
I think they need to bring in a stud receiver. I don't like T. Higgins is the only one available, and if the Bengals franchise him, you're not going to get him. Everybody else is old. All the free agents are old. If you want Myles Garrett out of Cleveland, forget it.
But I think you need defensive backs.
You do,
yeah. And I think the offensive guys are going to get better.
You need pass rushers. That's the other thing. You haven't had a pass rush in a playoff elimination game.
Yeah.
How is it that Jordan Phillips, the oldest guy in the defense, managed to get to Mahomes though late? That was a small miracle.
You can't let it go. You're not going to let it go until next.
But at the end of the day, I'm resigned to it. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick said, "Oh, the atmosphere in Buffalo is like a funeral." That's sad.
It is, though.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, but isn't it a little bit? I mean, isn't it not? When we had the expectations and the hope.
It is.
Or
but I would hope that like football isn't like the sun in our lives where that is the case.
Oh, Jesus, it's the sun. Yes, it is. It is in Buffalo. You're right. It is. Yes.
My wife goes, "Baby, how you feeling?" I'm like, "I'm fine."
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's like that for a lot of people. But,
it is.
But bigger cities have more things to do and more people, and there's many who don't give a shit.
Oh, this is people's country clubs.
Yes.
This is their social club. Right. This is their means of life.
Yeah.
And when that new stadium comes, a lot of those people are going to be excluded.
Excluded, but they're still going to love that team.
Oh yeah, we're all going to love the team,
and that's going to be the thing.
I love the team. Like people are going to buy tickets. I'm like, no, I haven't bought a ticket in 20 years.
I would love to see if what happens economically to the city when Buffalo wins the Super Bowl.
That's an interesting question.
When they win a Super Bowl, what happens?
The one thing about Buffalo, before they got good, the city of Buffalo, I don't know if anybody noticed this, there was a resurgence when Mayor Brown became mayor.
Yes.
The city had a renaissance. Like, people started coming to Buffalo. The airport had a lot to do with it because now the airport was able to fly anywhere in the country.
Yeah, right.
So now...
You get direct flights right out
Right.
There,
so there were people, like a lot of comics and others, like moving to Buffalo because it was affordable. And yet they could fly anywhere. They could be anywhere they needed to be in a day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the city, the waterfront cleaned up and the economy. I mean, if you go you could go like in downtown Rochester. What do you have? East, Alexander, and Park. That's pretty much what you got. You go to Buffalo, man, there's so many different neighborhoods you can do stuff. Like Greg Connors even said, if you want a staycation, go to Buffalo for a few days. They really have it mapped out. You got Niagara Falls, you got Allentown, you got Cheektowaga, you got everything there. The city's really had a resurgence long before the Bills did it. Now just imagine if the Bills won a Super Bowl.
This is what, right. And maybe it all comes together, Danny. Maybe it all comes together. I don't know if Pete's going to join us or not.
Okay.
He does have a young family, so things I know things can go awry. We'll take a moment. When we come back, things I didn't know existed. Things I didn't know existed, or terms that I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Existed. We'll get to all that right after this. Leo's knows family life can become incredibly busy. That's why they have to-go foods. Perfect for quick and easy meals from Leo's Cafe or Deli. Like Leo's all homemade quiches, chicken pot pie, one of my favorites, shepherd's pie, plus spaghetti and meatballs, turkey dinner, chicken parm, and so much more. So easy for anybody to grab, pop on a plate, put in the oven, put in the microwave, or use the air fryer. Either way, it's going to be delicious, pre-packed and ready for you to grab and go for your next meal from Leo's. Plus, remember, fresh baked $2 French bread and Italian bread all day, day. What's the best thing about Leo's? Everything. On Despatch Drive in East Rochester, open every day. I would say my friend Sheila Tillich, who you've heard on the podcast, is a distinguished expert in energy medicine and healing. She has a Bachelor of Science in Metaphysics, certification as an integrated energy therapy master instructor, and credentials as a HeartMath certified mentor. She brings science-based expertise in building resilience against stress and trauma. And you can discover the power of energy medicine and how our body's electromagnetic fields influence our well-being. You can learn about this non-invasive approach of healing that enhances physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. Wednesday, February 5th from 1 to 2, part of the 55-plus lunchtime learning series. You'll want to catch this introduction to what many call the medicine of the future. Visit SheilaTillich.com. That's Sheila, TILLICH.com to learn more about transforming your health through energy healing. Space is limited. Reserve your spot today. Come on now.
Stevie Ray Fraud.
They tried so hard.
Don't laugh.
Fate had played a card. Another season down the drain leaves us with nothing but pain.
Doesn't it?
Seasons change and so do dreams. Forlorn echo, silent screams. Snow falls but don't erase. Heartache etched on every face. Rest must be on the take. 'Cause they make our heart to shake.
That's right, baby.
All in a single night, just as blinded out of sight. Buffalo hearts break once more.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another version. Danny and the Healthy Fats. Wow, yeah. Which one do you think you like better? I like the other one a lot.
I do.
Come on.
The Bills, they tried so hard, but faded, played
No, I like the other one better.
There's a band. I gotta find the name of it. Right? They take every song and turn it into an Alice in Chains tune, and it's amazing. They're incredible. The dude sounds like Lane Staley. They're fantastic. I gotta get the name of it.
You know, Danny, I didn't realize how much I, for years, have been risking my life without knowing it. Without knowing it.
Tipping yourself in the shower? Is that part of it?
No.
Okay.
No, maybe. No. Listen to this story out of Colorado.
Okay.
We turn now to a horrifying accident at a high school track meet in Colorado.
Now, I don't know if I paused it there, so we need to. Let me just put the pause effect in. I think I didn't do it on this story. There it is. Okay.
We turn now to a horrifying accident at a high school track meet in Colorado.
Did you run track?
No.
A Colorado family
Listen.
is in mourning after a tragic accident at a track meet.
Now, why are you starting to laugh?
Because
Why
I'm
are
waiting
you-
for the other shoe to drop.
Okay. Well, this isn't the other shoe. I'm going to tell you. Watch.
It was just horrible for everybody.
57-year-old Wade Langston was at a field house in Colorado Springs watching his son when a competitor in the weight throwing event lost control of a 25-pound weight.
Yeah. My son threw this for years. And I've watched those things where somebody loses it, like they slip in the ring or something, and it's indoor, right?
Right.
And it goes, and they have this big netting, like a backstop, but it goes up, like, I don't know, 15 feet. I've seen these kids get them stuck up at the top. I've seen it go over and
Over the net,
around.
yeah.
Yeah. And I go,
It's not foolproof.
But the thing that I had never, ever, ever thought was someone was going to die.
Like the one seen here, the weight flying over a safety net, striking Langston in the bleachers.
Can you imagine?
Oh man, this is not the first time this has happened either. I've heard
No!
I've heard of javelins hitting people.
Yeah. Well, they don't do javelin in high school anymore. My
I'm talking
friend,
about college.
okay, maybe, but this is a high school event.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, and I know it was at Colorado Springs, but there were RIT hosts high school events in their field house,
Mm-hmm.
Nazareth as well. My friend Tiki, Carlos Fernandez, I don't know if he's really my friend, but in high school, he was in 8th grade and a better thrower of the javelin than his older brother. And his brother was out picking up a javelin, and he took one and just freaking launched it. And it landed like right near his brother. He's like, "You almost killed me, man."
Mountain Line Field House for medical with Engine 9.
He was pronounced dead at the scene. His family says Langston was a truly wonderful person who brought laughter to every room he entered. Questions now.
Not that one.
Except the field house, where he brought tears.
Now being raised about the safety net. The university that hosted the meet says the
somebody's
weight went
getting
over,
sued. I
quote,
mean, he got him,
certified
right?
barriers. But one
Yeah.
athlete tells the Daily Mail the nets were the lowest he's seen in his 6
Oh, way to go, kid. Thanks for squealing.
years of competing. Accidents at track meets are rare, but in September, a teenager in Australia was critically injured by a hammer throw, and a
Yeah,
student
rare,
in
but
Illinois
still, that's
was
one.
killed by a
Somewhere in
hammer
the
throw in 2017.
It was just a complete, utter, terrible.
You know who I feel
An
bad
act
for?
of terrible
You know what I feel terrible for? The kid that
through.
oh my God. You never.
You're never gonna escape that.
You never woke up that day going, well, today's the day I either break the record or kill someone. You know what I mean? There's no chance that even happened. Dude, you imagine having that on your conscience and it was your teammate,
Yeah.
father, who you probably knew for years, possibly?
I killed your dad.
Like, I could you
right.
possibly in any way? And from what I read in an article was that he, what?
No, I'm just imagining it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
That he went to cover up his wife and other son so it
He
wouldn't hit
protected
them. Yeah.
And he took the blow.
And he took the blow.
Oh yeah.
Now just think, like, you can figure out the gravitational pull on a 25-pound weight depending on the height it was and what does it fall, 9.9 meters per second or 9.2 meters per second, I think. So you can figure that out. Like, that thing's probably coming at, I don't know, 40, 50 miles an hour. It's a meteor. Yeah. So you got a fucking meteor coming at you.
Yeah, it's like dropping the penny off the off the Empire State Building.
Yes, great
If
example.
anybody ever
Rip
sees
right
you,
through the.
You're going to jail. Period.
Yeah.
You're going to Rikers.
You would kill somebody.
Fluke.
Now, an outpouring of support, not only for Wade Langston's family, but also for the young athlete who lost control of that weight.
And he's a good kid.
No, he's not.
And he's probably just dying inside right now, and I feel terrible for him.
You couldn't. I don't even know if you could go back and do the event if you're the kid. And if you do, is there a bunch of well, let's say
People giving him a standing ovation when he heads out.
like he just walks out there. Or what if they have? You know how like sometimes they'll pause a game in Major League Baseball or something to present somebody with the most stolen bases, and they come out and Ricky Henderson, who's now dead himself, gets the base or whatever it was. Could you imagine if like they get the kids walking out there and they start clapping and out walks the wife of the man that you killed, and she's supposed to hug you and says she slaps you across the face. No,
Yeah, it's not your fault.
The thing is just it's unbelievable. I would have never thought that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's terrible. Do they get the name for the kid that threw it? Do they? I mean, they have.
They don't name him because he's probably a minor.
Yeah, they don't mean. Well, it was a high school event.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's probably a minor.
It's just terrible. And unfortunately, that once in a great while, something like that happens. I mean, I remember we talked to Dan Mason in baseball when I forgot what it was. It was it first happened in hockey, then it happened in baseball, and they said, okay, we need to fix this. And I always wondered for years why they didn't have nets along the dugout in baseball.
Yeah,
somebody got smacked in the face, almost got killed, and so Major League Baseball put in a mandate, and the minors had to do it too, where they put netting around the dugouts and everything, so a line
and it doesn't really obstruct your view at all.
No, you don't even see it.
You kind of don't when you're watching.
It happened at a Florida Panthers game in hockey in 05 or something. A girl got killed.
Yeah.
Because a puck went up there.
Right.
But oh my gosh, yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: it's high school, budgets aren't great, so you think you're doing all the right parameters, you're doing all the right things, and then all it takes is one kid to lose.
That's it.
The hammer throw or whatever it is.
Damn it, John! I told you to hold on to that thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. What does a coach or a parent? What do you say? What do you say to this kid? Let's go back and look at the tape.
Let's see where you went wrong.
We should call Jordan up. Jordan, how would you have handled this?
God! Oh my God! I'll see him. It's his birthday on tomorrow.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's gonna be what? 22, 23?
3. Yeah.
Wow, the big 2-3.
I saw this in the Times of Wayne County. I only bring it up because I've never heard of this before. But a 49-year-old guy named James Willie Jr. was pulled over at 3:10 p.m.
James Willie Jr.
Yeah, James Willie Jr. in Elmira.
Sounds like an outlaw name.
Yes, James Willie.
James Willie Jr.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know that I've ever heard of Willie as the last name.
Oh, I have. I went to school with a couple
of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah, kids named Toby Willie and his brother.
Okay.
I didn't really know him.
So
he's married to a woman who's like one of the founders of the Bills Mafia, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Leslie Willie. Yeah. Got the Willies in Silver Creek. Go on. You're saying?
You get the Willies in Silver Creek. He's in Elmira. He's found to be intoxicated by alcohol and drugs. Okay. His BAC was 0.02%, which 0.08 is
0.02 is like drinking cough syrup, right?
Well, it's pretty light.
If you had some NyQuil,
it could be.
You had a cough.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say it could be.
I have the flu.
A DRE was called in and confirmed James was indeed intoxicated by cannabis. Intoxicated by cannabis.
Oh,
I said intoxicated because the word isn't there.
Yeah.
The way it's written is a DRE was called in and confirmed James was indeed by cannabis. They leave a word out. It's the Times of Wayne County. They're in a rush.
Yeah.
They're in a rush.
I heard they have a sports columnist.
People love that sports columnist.
Yeah.
He was released on an appearance ticket, DWAI. Okay. A DRE. Do you know what a DRE is?
Driving.
No. Drug recognition expert. Drug recognition expert.
Were they bringing Kano?
I almost.
Oh yeah, he's stoned on CMF.
This is what I was thinking. As I go, do I need a drug recognition expert?
That was definitely Panama Red.
I was
on CMF.
Dave, for people who don't know, was a gentleman who likes cannabis.
Yes.
Did for years.
Responsibly. Dave was always responsible with that stuff.
Middays, and sometimes would take a nap.
He always,
voice track ahead
Danny,
and then
if you
take
ever
a
want
nap.
to try it, you just hit a Big Dave, okay? I never did, but he was always, I always said if I ever did, it was always be first with Kano.
He used to turn the lights. I remember walking in the studio, thought he left, and he would voice track his show.
Yeah.
Because you could do that with technology, so you pre-record, and what you're hearing on the radio was already recorded.
What were you saying about geniuses earlier?
Yeah, and
technology.
He was taking a nap on the couch, and I turned on, what?
Did he have the newspaper over him too, like a blanket to keep him warm?
It's like,
because we could never get the thermostat right in that room.
So terrible. Oh God, in the winter that was so bad. It was so bad.
Because it was connected to Tom George's studio, and if you adjusted that thing and Tom was in a bad mood.
Yeah. So I never knew what a DRE, a drug recognition expert, which I'd like to.
They bring in a dog?
At some point. Well, I'd like to get Officer or Deputy Hurley from the Monroe County Sheriff's Department on just to say, couldn't we all be a drug recognition expert? I mean, I couldn't. What do you mean you fucking couldn't? You walk through somewhere, you can smell it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Okay.
Maybe not gummies.
You and I recognize it. We were somewhere recently.
Yes.
And we could smell it.
Oh,
but that's obvious. Like my brother once said, he goes, you didn't oh no, you told me about a friend of ours.
Yeah.
He goes, you didn't know that guy was a stoner by looking at him? I go, no, Danny. I'm like, no.
Who is the friend?
I'm not going to say who it is because he's a professional.
Hang on. Who is it, Danny? Oh, wait. Hang
on. He's like, you didn't know that? I go, no, I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But like I can't, because I never smoked it. I never realized what it looked like. Like you could tell if a heroin addict's got it because he's usually passed out and foaming at the mouth. He's got probably a needle in his arm or a tourniquet. Yeah, or he's got marks on his arm. Yeah, you could tell that. Now a cokehead, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what those look like. But a pot smoker, you can pretty much figure it out.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
But if you're taking a gummy though.
That's the thing. You can't. That would be hard.
How can you tell?
I don't know. And what if a drug recognition expert, somebody who's really tired, cognitive skills do slow down,
mm-hmm.
eyes can get bloodshot.
Yeah,
just like eating a gummy, no odor, no nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a commercial for sports cream.
How do you get to be
no medicine smell, no odor
recognition expert? What kind of training goes into that?
Are you an ex-drug addict?
I don't know.
Are you like the Frank Abagnale of drugs?
Yes.
Yeah, we brought in Jerry Garcia to be our DRE. Oh yeah, that guy's definitely stoned.
I've heard of DWI. I've heard of DWAI.
I've heard of that.
DUI. I've never heard the term OWI.
Operating while intoxicated?
Yes, operating while intoxicated.
You
got it.
Well, remember like what we found out about people like down south who got busted for DWIs on like a motorized cooler? Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
That would be, I think that would, or a tractor maybe.
Well,
that would sound like, because you're not driving a car, but you are operating machinery.
Well, this guy got an OWI, and he was.
Oh!
Bus driver arrested in Heartland. Students telling us that they were scared for their safety riding home from school this afternoon. Megan Lee joining us live now from Heartland. And Megan, police just sent out information on why this driver is now behind bars tonight.
Yeah, Shannon, that driver is behind bars tonight. It's a 72-year-old man. Police tell us he's facing charges of operating while intoxicated and second-degree recklessly.
Okay. Now, I'm going to play a little bit more of this story. And I think that I don't know, but I'll give you my assessment on things, and you tell me if I'm wrong. I think there'd be a lot of people who may say I am wrong, but I don't think I am. I never think of
endangering safety. Police tell us the kids were taken off the bus, and then that driver continued to drive on, and that's when they made it.
I don't know how the kids were taken off the bus. Like apparently he missed like the first 8 stops, which we laugh. But I mean, dude,
that's my mom. That's my mom.
I got to tell you that if that were my kid on there, I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, dude, I believe it.
You know what I mean? You got to be, right?
A traffic stop, and they were able to speak with the bus driver. Again, a 72-year-old man from Heartland is behind bars tonight. I sat down with 2 students who were on that bus today, and they said it was a very scary incident.
What is going on? These are the kids in the bus.
Portland Lakeside students were crying and screaming as they got off the bus this afternoon.
We were screaming, "Stop the bus, stop the bus, stop the bus."
Something didn't feel right on the bus ride home for 8th graders Jacora Reeves and Curlin Alvarez.
I was scared because he didn't stop at any of the first few stops. And I was scared that the other kids weren't going to get to go home.
And that's not all.
He was just like getting mad over little stuff.
Jacora called 911 when she noticed something was off with the route.
Bus driver 1 apparently didn't stop at the last 8 stops on the students.
Yeah, that's right. I heard
the district uses Dousman Transportation Incorporated for busing. The company confirming in an email to me that they're looking into an incident from today.
I was worried about everyone. I'm like, where did my brother go? And is this little girl hurt or something? Are all the kids off the bus?
Jacora's mom, Janisha Nita, is proud of how the girls handled the situation.
These names.
They did a good job seeing them work together in the way they took care of them babies. I was very happy.
However, she's not happy with the Heartland Lakeside District.
We should have been notified ASAP. I should have got a call from the principal, anybody,
they didn't even
school
fucking
district,
know what was going
should
on.
have called me to let me know what was going on with
Is your son
my
named
kid.
ASAP?
All right, here's my thing with these things. If my kid was on that bus, I am going to do everything in my power to not, especially if they're little. Yeah. Let's say they're a little kid. I'll say anywhere in elementary school. High school, I might have to have a conversation. Go, man, you never want to be that motherfucker, right? You never want to be the guy behind the wheel.
Right.
Strong. But if they're little,
it's like an adventure.
I don't want them being afraid to get on the bus.
No,
again.
of course not.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because they'll never get on it again. Now you have to be the chauffeur.
Thank you. And depending on where you live, sometimes that's impossible, right? So there's I'm kidding. Different things.
Somebody else die?
No.
Oh.
So somebody else die. My thing would be to not talk about it and just be like, oh, you made it. And of course the kid's going to hear other people, but if I can just go, but you're fine. You're fine. And nothing happened and we're all good. And certainly I would be on the side of anybody getting that person fired.
Yeah.
Having some kind of breathalyzer.
They gotta go.
Maybe they need a DRE in the garage before, whatever. I get it. But I don't want that with my kid. And I have always sort of been that way. And I feel like when you start putting cameras in kids' faces, I think we don't have the memory we think we do.
No, we don't. It's been proven.
And I think that when situations are heightened, we put a camera in your face and go, oh my God, you must have been so scared. Were you scared? Did you think you were going to die? It's leading the witness, guys. Yeah. And you're making hell for the kids and the family. Please, I'm not excusing the 72-year-old guy. He shouldn't have been driving. Absolutely. 100%. Right. No doubt. And again, if my kid was, but I just don't want, I think we make a bigger deal out of shit and we make it worse.
Yes.
And we make it worse. And I think we do that all the time. We love drama. That's human nature. We love drama. Oh
gosh, like gossip is our national pastime.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'll say drama. No. I'm saying if we don't have anything going on, we'll drum it up, man.
Yep.
In some way. We have wars on all kinds of things. If we don't have a real war, and I just think in these situations, and I often think of like the time the guys wandered into my kid's school years ago, and it was the cops were all surrounding the school, and they were looking for these guys out of New York City who came up here over a drug deal gone bad, and they picked up a father and daughter and realized they had the wrong people and dropped them off in Gates, and then a high-speed chase down 490. They get off in my neighborhood and come gunning through my neighborhood. I think we were on the radio together.
Yes, we
then.
were.
And I wouldn't go up to the school. I refused to go up there. I go, the pros are there.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? And so when my kids came home,
you know who I am?
I'm letting it go. I'm like, nothing's going to happen. If something terrible happens, we'll deal with it.
Right.
But as of right now, nothing has happened. The cops are there, and you're just going to get in the way.
Yeah, your cholesterol.
And that's the thing. That's what I said. And
you don't want to be cholesterol.
It pissed people off. He joined us. He had a curveball thrown his way real quick.
Okay.
And we will bring him on, Peter Montemurro. What did you want to say about the other thing first before we get to Pete?
Over Saturday, has anybody ever played chicken with you on the road?
No.
I'm driving down the road. And
they're driving at you?
Yes. It's night. It's Saturday night. I had to go pick something. My wife's been sick for a while. And starting
sick
to get
of
better.
You or just sick?
Starting to get better. No, she's like just ill.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to go pick up a prescription or something. And I'm driving down the road, and there's two cars coming, and one of the cars gets into the lane that I'm in and comes at me. So I'm just thinking he's passing the other guy. But then I realized, wait a minute, he was in front. Why is he coming after me? And he's still driving like 100 yards, still coming after me. So I pull over to the side of the road, and he just keeps going. And I'm like,
were they drag racing?
No, they weren't. I think it was a dare. I think it was a fraternity prank because it was near RIT. But these guys are like, what are you doing, man? Why are you driving at me? Because there's no reason to pass anybody. They had clear lanes to drive through. Why are they driving at me? And then as I look in the rearview mirrors, I'm pulled over. They both kind of like catch up with each other and like pull off to the side of the road.
Oh, so yeah.
So, but it's like, come on, man. Really, it was slick out.
Yeah. That's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
That's pretty dumb.
I'm lucky I didn't I almost wanted to try to go find the guy's license plate and call him in because that's incredibly dangerous.
Yes. It is incredibly dangerous. You probably should have done that in all honesty, because that you're playing with weights and things that when I say weights, the weight of a car, you're playing with machinery you really can't handle if something happened. Right?
Yes.
You got to let gravity and the laws of physics play into that.
And they're coming down a hill, too.
Peter's going to come on, but I want to just play this song for Peter. This is Danny and the Healthy Fats. And Peter wants to talk. We're going to get him to talk a little Buffalo Bills, but sounds so sweet, Danny, the way you play that guitar, baby.
Oh, the Bills, they tried so hard, but fate had played a card. Another season down the drain leaves us with nothing but pain.
And blame.
Seasons change and so do dreams. Forlorn echo, silent screams. Snow falls but don't erase. Heartache etched on every face.
Here we go.
Refs must be on the take.
The refs must be on the take. I don't know. We will find out from Peter Montemurro. Peter, how are you, sir?
Oh, man. How you doing, guys?
Doing well. Peter had a curveball, I think, thrown at him tonight.
Yeah, look, Bill, when you have kids.
I said, what did I say, Danny?
Right.
What did I say? I know exactly.
Well, bets are off when you have kids.
Yes. No, I didn't say.
Oh, bets are off. So I apologize for the delay.
No worries at all. Danny was making some good points, and one of them was probably, I don't even know, but I'll ask this, Dan, to you before we get to Peter.
Okay.
Was Peter's comment the impetus to the thought that you wanted to make very clear?
Not really.
No? Okay, because Peter did say last time that he thinks that McDermott has overstayed his welcome.
I mean, I think in a lot of ways he has. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is that it's like I said, it's like hitting on 19. Who's going to replace the guy? And how are they going to get over this hump? Like, there's only one guy maybe in sports who can, figure out Patrick Mahomes there might be a few, but they're not coming to Buffalo, right? Like, Wade Phillips has been on the bench for a long time as a defensive coordinator. His last appearance in the NFL was with the Rams. Before that, he built them up. Before that, he won a Super Bowl with Denver.
Yeah.
I don't McDermott is a defensive head coach. He's got to be better. And he just isn't, but you're not going to get any much better than him unless you hire a guy like Belichick, which is a pipe dream.
Is it fair to say that the Bills have a Super Bowl roster right now?
I think they have a Super Bowl quarterback.
I don't know if they have a Super Bowl roster when you look on the defensive side of the ball.
But then again, I don't know if Kansas City has a Super Bowl roster aside from Mahomes and Chris Jones.
But two cornerstones on each side of the ball.
They do, and they have an all-star head coach.
Closers.
They have closers.
They have closers.
But I don't know if Buffalo. I think you got to firm up that backfield. Defensive backfield.
Do you mean the defensive backfield?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
defensive backfield.
I watched a little bit of film, and Hamlin was just lost.
I said that DeMar Hamlin saved his worst game for that game.
It was.
I mean, that was his worst game of the season. Yes, all of it. It was his
awful.
worst. Yes.
I don't know if he was playing scared or the lights were too big for him. I don't know, but it was pretty disappointing. And then when you lose, who we lost in the game. Benford going down was just crippling. Elam is, I don't know.
Which was Hamlin. Either. Which was DeMar Hamlin's doing.
I mean.
He hit him in the head.
Yeah, I know.
With padding on his helmet, too.
Wait, what?
DeMar Hamlin's the one who knocked Benford out of the game.
Yes.
Their heads collided, and Benford looked like he was like a sack of potatoes on the cart, man.
He shouldn't have been out there. He should not have been out there.
No, he should have been home.
I think the NFL's concussion protocol is a bit of a joke. I mean,
based upon who you are, right?
I think it does.
I think Jared Goff had a concussion in the playoff game.
Yeah.
He got crushed.
Yeah.
There's no question he had a concussion. He's right back out there and, 2 series from that. I mean, you see guys get hit less and be out for longer.
Right.
It's just
right. And it does.
Well,
I think it does by who it is.
Troy Aikman's told stories about he doesn't remember Super Bowl 30 at all because he played with a concussion.
Yeah, right.
And they won. Kelly had a concussion in Super Bowl 26.
Washington Redskins game.
Yeah.
The Redskins Super Bowl. Yeah. He doesn't remember what happened.
Peter, I think that the premise of, well, we'll get him next season is kind of tough because
it's tired.
We've been very lucky that Josh Allen has remained healthy, but there's no guarantee.
No, and you feel like every year you get older, obviously these professional athletes are doing more for their bodies. You heard during the Ravens the Ravens game that Travis Henry or Derrick Henry spends $212,000 a year on body performance. So as you get older, yes, you're getting a step slower. I still think Allen's in his prime, but make no mistake, you keep taking hits like that. I love how he pops right back up. He hardly stays on the ground. After he takes a big hit, that's going to start wearing away. As much work as you do. So can we count on that type of quarterback play 2 years, 3 years down the road? I don't know. Next year, yes. But I don't know 2 and 3 years down the road. Again, nutrition, body performance, taking care of your body in the off season. But again, it's we're on borrowed time with Josh, I feel like at this point. I mean, again, he's got a big deal. 6 years, right? He signed a 6-year extension 2 years ago.
Yes.
So he signed through 28.
Yeah.
And now
they're going to restructure him.
14th paid quarterback.
Yeah. They're going to restructure him too because he's got a big.
You have to.
Because he's got a big cap, but like that's no big deal. They just push that money further down the road. He gets more guaranteed money. That's all good. But I mean, Elway played till he was 39.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marino played till he was 39. Kelly played till he was 36. Josh is going to be 29 next year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean, or 30. So he's got plenty of time. He's going to be 29 this season.
Does he have to, in those quarterbacks you mentioned, I wouldn't call Elway a scrambler. He was more mobile than Marino and Kelly.
He was the most mobile of his generation.
Yes.
Yeah, other than Steve Young.
Of that generation, without question. But were the pocket quarterbacks, could they, like Brady, could they play longer because they weren't taking the shots?
That's a great question.
In an open field like Josh does. So obviously, Elway took his share of them, but I think Josh is a little more mobile than Elway was. I think Elway definitely mobile, but I think Josh is in another category. Because it's when you're in the open field, you're making cuts. Your joints are older, your knees are older. I worry about that stuff more than the hits. I worry about the tendons and making the cut on the turf and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
That makes me nervous as part of his game. But that's his game, and that's why the Bills are successful every year, because he has that part of the game that's almost indefensible. But again, I wonder. They have to restructure it, right? They have to restructure it. Now, I would love his agent or him to say, all right, guys, listen, I need X, Y, and Z. I feel like he's the guy who doesn't want to rock the boat, right? But I think he knows he needs a couple of big dogs on the defensive side, and he needs somebody else in a wide receiver spot.
Yeah, he spoke glowingly.
That could take the top off.
He spoke glowingly of McDermott. So I mean, that's not going to be an issue. But I think as the quarterback, he like with Peter, with every team, this because you played every team, even in work, Bill, this too. Every successful organization has a champion somewhere. Like with the Philadelphia Eagles, their champion isn't on the field. It's a guy by the name of Howie Roseman. He's the general manager. He was the architect. He built that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The Kansas City Chiefs, their champion isn't really Patrick Mahomes as much as it's Andy Reid. He built it. The Bills' champion is on the field. It's Josh Allen. So he's the guy who wields all the power. He has to realize that he doesn't want. You don't want him to turn into an Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck. The big thing in Indianapolis with Andrew Luck was he didn't want to rock the boat either. So he never said anything, never did anything, and they never went anywhere. And eventually he decided, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. But the power was always in his hands, and I think the power's in Allen's hands. He's got to sit down and go, here's, like you said, here's what we need. Here's what I need if we're going to do this and finally get past these guys, or else it's never going to happen.
Well, it looks like they could have, maybe, possibly. I don't know, Peter. We talked about this earlier. If the NFL benefits from all the talk about the fourth down play that should have put the Bills at a first down.
Both of them, because the third down looked like he got there.
Yeah, so, and I said to Danny, look, does this lead to rule changes? Because you have an outcry on social media, people naming the line judge and saying that he's a Ravens fan and he's got ties to Kansas City and making all these assumptions and things. But does it lead to rule changes where, look, in tennis, you've got technology that tells you exactly where the ball hits? Mm-hmm. Do they start to use some kind of technology where you can see, or does that sort of take the human element out of the game, which gives us the controversy at times, which we kind of crave and love?
Yeah, we do crave and love it, but as people's jobs are depending on
I'll tell you
those
why.
calls.
I'll tell you why I think that you may see it change, Peter, with the technology. And I don't think it's going to have anything really to do with so much careers and things as it will have to do with betting. You're too in bed with betting, and that's where I wonder, honestly, does this change because of betting? At some point, does somebody come to the NFL and go, guys, we had all this money and you fucked it up with this shitty call? Or are they in cahoots there? Could that be the thing? I don't know. But I do wonder if that would change and more because of betting down the line.
I thought of this because, the thing that drove me nuts is after a competitive game, if you lose, you're distraught. And like 2 seconds after the last series, it wasn't even 0-0 yet. Dawkins is hugging Chris Jones and Dawkins has a big smile on his face. What are you doing? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Now, then I look at Josh Allen and his disdain and his disgust.
Yeah.
He's invested in it. And I don't think, unless it's beyond the player's control, I don't think the players have any idea what might be happening. But there's too much glad handing after a game. Do you really love what you're doing? Do you care about the outcome?
You know who used to say that?
Who?
It wasn't in football. It was in baseball. Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah.
Brad Davies and I interviewed him once. He goes, what's one thing you would change in baseball, Mr. Lasorda? He goes, the fraternizing before and after the game. We used to hate each other. That's the way it should be.
I know, and I liked it more when there was that too. But now the guys work out together in the off season.
They're all boys,
and they're all getting traded to different places. And who's the big personality on the defensive line that I
Phillips?
No, well, maybe he's off.
Ed Oliver? Or?
No, anyway, he was out
for us.
Yeah, for the Bills. And it might be no, probably offensive line. Then I'm getting the guy's name wrong, but he was over hugging too and had a big smile on his face and laughing. And look, at the end of it, they're the ones that battled. And I think that for Josh, I think Josh wears his heart on his sleeve and puts on the Superman cape at times and was really trying to do something.
Well, let's bake this. Let's call it what it is, okay? The NFL owners, for years, you couldn't talk about gambling. None of that. It was taboo, right?
Yes.
Right. But then all of a sudden, now
they're
you start
in bed with it, man.
Here's where I'm going with this. The NFL is the ones who are like, you never see a college football program saying, "Hey, Indiana's going to relocate to North Carolina unless you build us a new stadium," right? They can't do that. But football's just as big in Texas as it is in the NFL or in Florida or wherever. College football is just as important, right? The difference is the NFL owners now have put together a construction company. So now they hassle the state and local governments to give them money to build a new state where they put money in their pockets. You know what else they're invested in? DraftKings, FanDuel.
Yes.
They're invested in the gambling too. This is never going to change. The only thing that can change is if next Sunday everybody puts their mouths where their money is.
And don't watch.
And just doesn't watch, doesn't gamble, and send the NFL a message. That's the only way, because if we don't, they know they could get away with it, because there was all this chatter about refs before this game. Did it change a thing? Not really.
No.
I'd love for someone give you a credential to fly to New Orleans and sit in the press conference with Goodell and just man up with him.
How about one step further, Peter? How about this? How come nobody, not one media person, not one, asked the refs after the game about the spot? Pro Football Talk.
Not one.
Not one asked.
No, they didn't.
I don't even think they even
bring
went
him
and
out.
talked to him.
No, I don't think they were.
But somebody's got to ask that question.
I know, but I don't think they had the opportunity because I didn't think they made those refs available. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you have to. No, you know what it is? I think the media has to request to talk to the refs.
And nobody did it.
And nobody.
Nobody bothered to ask.
That's actually irresponsible.
But do we know? Maybe people did.
The only thing
the NFL's just saying nobody requested.
That's one. The other thing is that I think it's the end of the Bills season, right? So now all these Bills writers have to go cover the end of the end of the season at that moment.
Right.
Their responsibilities are like, okay, if the Bills win, here's what you're going to cover. If they lose, here's what you're going to cover. And I think that was the last thing on their minds at that point.
Well,
but somebody's got to do it.
No, but also. How much, and we know this, how many media companies have cut, right? You used to send a couple guys where you could have one guy go, ask this, get that ref. I'm going to go into the locker room. Or you go in the locker room, I'm going to. They can't anymore. Some guys don't even go with a cameraman.
Right.
They're doing it all themselves.
They hold their own camera.
They're doing their own shit.
Yeah.
Just because,
I think Thad Brown's doing it all himself at Channel 8.
That's sort of to your point of we got to wrap this up. What's going to be the bigger story?
Mm-hmm. And at that point, those refs are.
And who knows what the refs are going to say? They're not going to say. But
here's the thing, it's like Capitol Hill. Like we've seen all the presidents, like his selections.
It's weird.
They're all grilling them back and forth. But at the end of the day, at least you have a transcript of what they are saying, whether or not you can determine based on reading the transcript if they're hiding something.
Well, here's the thing.
There have been games where the refs have come out. I can't remember which games they were.
It was earlier this month.
They come out and they say, "Oh, we messed this call up." They make a statement, but it's not consistent. It's not consistent.
Well,
and they won't get into specifics. It happened earlier this year. I can't remember what it was. Earlier this month, there was a playoff game, and the officials said, we're not going to answer the question, or we're not going to get into why,
Well, it becomes, where are you going to go with it?
Mm-hmm. But my point is, I want to get a pattern.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Start making it so it's not a request to talk to them. They got to talk. They're available.
This isn't the World Cup.
They're always available. Make them available. And then we hold their feet to and their feet are held to the fire a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You got that. Yes.
Yeah, Bill, I'm sorry. I don't want to forget this point. My brother works for Monday Night Football. He handles the pylon cam in the end zone. His team does. So I asked him, I said, are there other camera angles that we don't know about that New York's seeing that the fans can't see? And he said, no. All the cameras, everybody sees what New York sees. It's different teams working on different cameras and different producers get together during the game. It's a whole machine. But I thought maybe there's camera angles that we're not seeing. Right. So we're thinking, well, no, we see what New York sees. And for that fourth down, he was over the line, and the camera that was right down the line. How can they not overturn that? It's beyond me, and we're never going to know.
We're never going to know. But I said to Danny, could this lead to two changes? And one, because of betting, they already have a chip in the ball for next gen stats. We've got the technology in tennis. There's something they can do
if they want
to find out exactly where that ball is on the field, right? To eliminate this shit. And the other is, Peter, I'm waiting for when the push-tush is ruled outlawed. Yeah. I really am.
In a way, I kind of want to, too, just to protect Josh Allen.
Well, right, because you got a good chance of somebody getting hurt, and it's boring to watch unless they stop it. It's not very exciting. Most of the time, the offensive team gets it. That's the thing. They usually get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, coming into that game, I'm sure you heard the stat, the Chiefs actually gave up 32 consecutive QB sneaks for first downs. 32. So you can see why they went to the well all the time.
The Bills were 29 of 31, and they nailed the first one that they had earlier in the game. And remember last week against the Ravens on that third down and goal at the 2, everybody's like, and Romo goes, just push it twice. Or maybe Nance said it, just push it twice. And instead, Allen ran this weird play, and he was about to flip it back to the backfield, and then he held on to the ball. It's like, why'd you just run the tush-push? So now it fails the first time,
right?
And then it fails the second time, and everybody's like, well, why did you have a backup plan? It's like, we can't have it both ways.
I think that the only reason that it stays in is because Buffalo failed at it. So then, therefore, it doesn't always work. And so we got, and now we got all this talk. They're not going to outlaw it, but I wonder if eventually. It does happen.
Well, and I think, Kansas City, again, having those consecutive plays where they gave it up. So they're probably practicing for it, obviously, during the week. Here's what's going to happen. This is all that Buffalo does.
It's the most successful
But the thing that frustrated me, and I don't hear, maybe people are talking about this, but I haven't heard it. You're in Kansas City Stadium. You're in a fourth down situation. The crowd's going berserk. The offense can't hear the cadence.
Yeah.
So sometimes you go on a silent count, and you need the half a step. The defense is getting off before the offense is because everybody's moving differently because you're doing a little tap on the butt and then boom, they snap you can't hear the cadence and the timing isn't there. Timing has to be there for that play. So that's one thing I was a little aggravated about because they're in the middle of the enemy territory. They can't hear. They cannot hear.
No.
And that you need to hear the cadence. The offensive line needs to hear, and the timing has to be perfect in order to execute that play. But I don't know if anybody talked about that yet.
No, I haven't really heard that. No. I've heard more of usually you try to go really loud to draw them off sides, but you are competing against one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL.
Yeah.
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 So try that.
And we're so looking a little bit at the film as well. We're so it's not so much what Kansas City was taking away versus what the schemes were for Buffalo, and this has been true even last year. And I screamed about this last year. I didn't scream about too much this year, but man, they don't like to use the middle of the field as much as they like to use the numbers to the boundary.
They don't.
Why
they don't
throw? And you have to use the whole field,
right?
But my God, the concentration. The boundary's the 12th defender.
And the 13th.
Why even engage with that area of the field when you don't have to, when you have skill guys? I mean, look when Shakir goes over the middle and Hollins, he's throwing 15-yard digs and it's wide open. You don't use Kincaid the right way, in my opinion. They don't use the middle of the field, and I don't understand why. They don't use it as much as they should.
Marcellus Wiley said, he goes, when you're on offense, it's 11 on 13. He goes, what do you think? He goes, you might ask me, what do I mean? He goes, the sidelines too.
Yes.
He goes, you got to be aware of
sideline.
Yes. Yeah. So like, why don't you run more quick slants and stuff like that? I mean, the Bills really had no downfield passing game this year. If it was a broken play. And Allen and Shakir would make it work, or somebody else. They would just, oh, wow, Matt Collins caught the ball.
Yeah.
But by the way, he had a heck of a season for a journeyman wide receiver.
He had a great catch in that game.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns. I think he had the most touchdowns on the team, didn't he, as a wideout?
Yeah, with shoes on.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like, I would love for a Bruce Arians to come in and just revitalize that offense. Everybody's like, well, what about Joe Brady? You had 3:33 left, and you didn't. And in the last 9 minutes, the second best guy on your offense, we figured out, really was James Cook, and he didn't touch the ball, and nobody wants to talk about why. And you brought up the idea. Did he pull himself out of the game?
Yeah, I don't know,
because no one's talking about this.
No, it looked that way to me. Just the way he got up and didn't hesitate, and because he saw someone coming out, it's like he got up and ran straight to the sideline. And like, what are you doing? That's my reaction. Now, that's why I asked the question earlier. Do we have a Super Bowl roster? Do the Bills have a Super Bowl roster? Because who else, just for, we talk about it just to talk about it, but who could be better? Well, who could take that Super Bowl roster to the next level? Could Mike McCarthy take that Super Bowl roster to the next level?
No.
Could you don't think so?
No.
Yeah, and who just got fired by Jacksonville? I don't think he could either.
Peterson, I don't think he could either.
No. But both of them have won Super Bowls, I'm saying. And
I know. I know.
Do they have what it takes to take a Super Bowl roster to the next level? And I don't think McDermott does.
Gruden comes out of retirement.
It's funny. Well, no, it's funny because
heartbeat.
Sean Payton, when he realized that the Saints were this close, he took a pay cut. Because Greg Williams was willing to come and be the defensive coordinator, who everybody in Buffalo hates, everybody in New York hates. Everybody hates Greg Williams, and rightfully so. The guy's a jackass. But, man, he built that Saints defense up to win that Super Bowl, and he beat Peyton Manning. Right? Now, I'm not saying it should be Greg Williams. What I am saying is, though, there is somebody out there on either side of the ball that can help you get over that hump strategically. Because this Bills defense, I'm sorry, you're not going to find another edge rusher. They're not that good. They never developed a pass rush in an elimination game. They haven't done it. They also didn't have a situational run game. Except this year they did, and they didn't use it in the last 9 minutes.
I don't understand.
So, I mean, you need somebody, another set of eyes on both sides of the ball and say, hey, coach, here's what we're thinking. Here's what we need to do. Unfortunately, Joe Brady's a young coordinator, and so is Bobby Babich. You got young guys back there who could be innovative.
Right.
But, man, they weren't experienced enough in that big moment.
But they could become that. And
they could.
I feel like each time you keep knocking on the door, it's almost like just punching a piece of wood until finally it's weakened enough that you break it. You know what I mean? Or hammering at something. And I hope that's the case. The question is, does everything all stay healthy and well? And who knows?
That's the big key. You have to stay healthy. Look at Detroit. They were the team to beat.
They were decimated.
Incredibly, yes.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Greg Williams. It reminds me of the press conference or the interview that Ralph Wilson had as to one of the reasons why Greg Williams won the job. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I couldn't believe he said that. I'm like, this guy's losing it now. You remember what he said, Dan? He had a lot of graphs and charts. Yeah, he was prepared for. Oh, I'm like,
he was the most
graphs and charts.
He and Tom Donahoe said. Tom Donahoe was the general manager at the time. He was the most prepared candidate we've ever seen. And I hired Bill Cowher.
Yeah.
This is Donahoe. And Brad Davies goes, oh, so he keeps his paper clips away from his rubber bands.
And then that makes me, and then for Ralph Wilson, and I'll never forget, Bill Polian, I actually heard this from Bill Polian himself. Bill Polian was, when he was working for the Bills, he's walking down the hall and Ralph Wilson goes, who are you? I'm your general manager, Bill Polian. He didn't even know who Bill Polian was.
This is an 85 though, Bill.
Yeah, but he had other things.
Ralph was in his 60s at that point.
He had other things on his mind, Danny. He had a lot of money.
Yes.
Money issues. All right. Well,
but there's got to be something. And they're this close. And
yes, they are.
I can't figure out how.
I don't know.
Other than Josh Allen.
Yeah. Well,
they're this close.
Look, I thought this was a dip. I didn't say a rebuild, but a dip season. I did. I thought I said it at the beginning. This will be a dip.
All the signs were there, but at the same time, nobody in this room on this show right now thought they were going to not win the division.
No.
Right.
No. I did think that.
But we didn't think that they would necessarily be a championship game team, and they grew into one as the season went on.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
Which,
they did.
By the way,
they
does that come
I don't like the whole thing everybody eats. I couldn't stand that.
That was a shot at Stephon Diggs.
Protection.
But is that a coaching thing? The fact that they all, So maybe we're on the right path now.
So Pete, I said to Bill earlier.
Maybe I'm just a theory, Peter. I see your face. I see.
Pete, I said to Bill earlier. I said, look, I mean, we could kill McDermott for his in-game decision making, or the fact that somehow Sunday or Monday through Saturday the game plan got lost somewhere, that they had a B game plan instead of an A game plan. But at the end of the day, it can't just be they're successful just because Josh Allen. These guys are coached up. They are playing well. And when they lose games, they've only lost a handful of games in McDermott's entire. Once they started making the playoffs in 2019, I think they've only lost 2 or 3 games by more than 1 score total. The Ravens game this past year, the playoff game against Cincinnati, and
Bengals.
And then 1 game against Indianapolis, 1 game against Philadelphia. So that's like 4 games where they've actually gotten blown out. So they play really, really good football. They're well coached. It's just a matter of how come when it's this moment that they can't get over that hump. What is it? Because they're this close.
It's situational football. That's their problem. It's situational football. I think, and coaches do a great job with position players and putting guys in the best position to be successful, and that's all well and good. Like you said, they're competitive every Sunday. But when it comes down to situations in the game that are make or break, the Bills never, I shouldn't say never, well, and when it matters, they don't come through. 13 seconds.
Right.
I feel like that hurts more. This game hurt more than 13 seconds, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
From a fan perspective.
I agree with you because 13 seconds, Peter, like you still had another week to go and play. We have no idea if they would have beaten Cincinnati. And the following year with a better team, they couldn't beat Cincinnati at home. So you can't just assume they would have beaten Cincinnati and after the 13 seconds game. They had the scenario. Josh Allen, our hero, with the ball, 3:33 left, 3 timeouts, and a 3-point deficit.
What happened in your hand?
This is NFL. I don't know. I think it's the ink from the pen. This was the NFL film scenario we were waiting for.
He's slamming his hand.
We were waiting for the NFL film scenario.
I know. I know.
We had it.
Yes.
We had it.
We signed up for it.
Yep.
And like you said, ask Marino. Oh, we'll be back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 plays, 17 yards.
All right. Well.
And last thing, do you, I don't want to ask this question.
Okay.
Do you go after two things? Would it, and I know we did the right thing by like trading him, but would Stephon Diggs type player mattered?
No.
In Sunday's game?
No.
I don't think so either because of how the defense was drawn up. But now, so
that's another one.
Fast forward, do we go after a guy like T. Higgins?
Yes.
Do we go after a guy like Jamar Chase? Right?
Yeah.
Is Chase a free agent?
I think he is.
I could
be wrong.
I don't think he is. I think Higgins is. I'm certain Higgins is, and I don't think Cincinnati's going to franchise him again. I don't know about Chase though, but I'm certain. But like I looked at the free agent list yesterday, and there's a lot of old dudes on it.
But I just worry about, hey, this locker room is secure. We got all the right people, and
do you want to bring in a diva?
I understand it's kumbaya. You're going to have to bring in someone different.
Do you want to bring in a pain in the ass?
You're going to have to bring someone
right.
different.
Exactly.
And receivers are a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Was Amari going to be back?
Don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's another thing. We could go on all day. Every time the Bills make an in-season trade that we think is going to make an impact, his impact is minimal.
Yeah.
Every single year, whether it's Naheem Hines or whether it was Kelvin Benjamin, and now it's like his first game, that was it.
Right.
He had a few catches, but it was like he didn't do anything more than Mac Hollins did.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Peter, I don't know if you'll enjoy the Super Bowl or not. Do you want to see Kansas City get 3 in a row?
No.
It's something that's never been done. I mean, I kind of,
Go Eagles.
I don't particularly like a lot. Like, you only see them through TV, right? But I particularly I can't root for a guy like Travis Kelce. I just can't. I can't. I like Andy Reid. I think he's great. Spagnuolo's awesome. 2 great coaches, 2 closers. I don't particularly like a lot of the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I don't feel like I can root for them. Well, I can't stand the head coach for Philly. So like someone said, what do you hope for?
I think this is the 2 most hated teams in the NFL.
That's what I hope for.
The one likable guy in this whole Super Bowl, and I don't even know if I love him, is Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts, like he's a professional. Now, there's times when he sulks on the sidelines, and you can tell. But he's the guy keeping Sirianni the head. Your quarterback is keeping your head coach in line. Like he's telling Coach, Coach, calm down. Coach, don't be an idiot. Like that's a tell. But I mean, at least he's a leader, right? On the flip side, I've read reports and stories that, like in Kansas City, if it weren't for Andy Reid, that would be a freaking crap show.
Yeah.
In KC, because like those guys, like they don't. Mahomes and Kelce aren't necessarily leaders. They're just really good.
Yeah. I don't know anything. I don't read about any of those guys, and I think that Kelsey's become more likable because we've seen him more. But
like it's not like a Brady situation or an Allen situation where everybody in the roster would run through a wall because they don't want to disappoint you.
Yeah,
it's not the same way in Kansas City. It sounds strange, but it's Andy Reid. It's the guy they're playing for.
Yeah.
Does it cushion the blow at all if Allen wins the MVP next Thursday?
No, not for me. I think MVP almost means nothing.
I think it's bittersweet, but at the same time, it follows the pattern of another MVP who didn't finish.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
And I've made that argument. Yeah. I made an argument with A-Rod with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And baseball was an issue too.
All right, Peter, I got to get out of here.
Rock and roll, man.
I got to go see a young man who needs some help with an essay.
I got a full bladder.
All right.
But always a pleasure. And we'll have you on again before the season begins, probably around draft time and all kinds of stuff. Love your takes.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks,
I'm looking forward to it.
See you later, Peter.
There you
go. Talk to you soon. Later on. Bye-bye.
Peter Montemerno. All right, we'll wrap it up here. For the lady that farted, sent the videos.
Yeah, this gotten punished.
This got punished.
For the poor family of the dude who...
Oh, the hammer guy. I could have been killed, Danny.
Yeah, that could have been you.
Many years I was at these things. Many years. I think I had to move out of the way on one of them.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah. Oh, because I was standing on the sideline at RIT, and some errant one went. And I remember, like, hustling out of the way because it went over. But that was not netting. That was just the thing. I should have probably been standing there. For Dan Barillo, great insight to the Buffalo Bills as always. Please read his columns in the Times of Wayne County. You can get it online as well.
Yes, you can.
And very well written.
Thank you.
Yes, I have written.
Oh, cool.
Yes. I made sure. No, I'm not kidding.
Okay,
I did. And I'm looking forward to this one coming up since you talked about the struggle of trying to write it.
Yeah,
Not the struggle,
the
but
process.
I mean the process.
The process.
Yes, I don't mean that. For Dan, I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you tomorrow.